objective, the student or athlete will be able to summarize the correct movements and form to achieve a bounce pass.
For our effective objective, the student athlete will participate in all drills and practices to achieve the correct form for a successful bounce pass.
So to get started with the basketball bounce pass, some equipment or materials that you are going to need is optional is a gymnasium or outside a basketball court, a basketball, tennis shoes, and water to stay hydrated.
Some teaching cues is to follow through and then to throw where they are going, not where they are. So that's whenever it's in a game situation or you have a partner, to throw where they're going and not where they are, so the ball's not behind you.
And then just some safety concerns that the teacher or coach should be aware of is to make sure everyone's paying attention, so you don't ever want to have people go off target or just being distracted, because then that's when accidents can happen because they're not focused on the coach. You want to make sure you're listening to the whistle, because that lets you know when you should start or stop. You should be aware of any tripping or falling that may occur. So it is really important that you do have your proper shoes on and you are paying attention to the coach, and the coach is aware of who's also listening. The next thing is possible wrist injuries, so you want to make sure that their form is correct and they're moving it correctly. And any finger injuries. With the bounce, your fingers are susceptible to any injury, so you just want to make sure you're going over the proper form to catch and the proper way to perform the bounce.
So now I'm going to be showing you the preparatory phase for a basketball bounce pass. So starting with the feet, you're going to want to be shoulder width apart, feet facing forward, toes facing forward, knees and thighs parallel to each other, hips relaxed, just sitting up straight, core tucked in, not tucked in, but engaged, chest up, and then arms, they're going to be 90-degree angles at your side, and with your hands on the side of the ball with the thumbs on the back of the ball. And then you want your head and your eyes facing forward towards your target. Go up with it. So again, you want your feet shoulder width apart, thighs together, not together, but parallel, everything in neutral spine. Arms 90 degrees angles out in front of you, hands on the side of the ball, thumbs on the back of the ball, eyes looking forward toward your target, head looking forward toward your target, and
go. So for the execution phase, you're still going to be in your preparatory stance, so your feet are still shoulder width apart, making sure, especially for the execution phase, your toes and feet are forward facing your target. Your knees have a slight bend in them, keeping your thighs parallel to each other. Your hips are going to have a slight bend now. Keep your core engaged. You don't want to move too much or at all. Your chest is going to have a slight bend towards going downwards. Your shoulders are going to be nice and relaxed. To help with the execution phase, keep your arms kind of relaxed and then lift them up to a 90-degree angle, still kind of loose, but in a tight grip with the ball, like your hands are on the ball. Making sure your hands are in the proper placement on the ball, so on the side with your fingers in the back, kind of making L shapes. As you go with the phase of the execution, you want to make sure that when you push the ball out towards the ground, you're going to have your chest go down with it and your hips are going to be pushed out. So really quick, looking from the side to get a better angle. So we're in that proper stance. Chest kind of slightly down, arms at a 90-degree angle, your hands in the proper placement. And as you push forward, it's going to be one motion to go down. And now as you go down, it's really important to keep your head and eyes on your target. So you don't want to be moving anywhere else other than looking at where the ball is going to go. So right here, we're going to go down, proper stance. Again, as you push out, all of this goes forward. I'll show you from the side, goes down. And now from the front, same thing, as you go, it's all one motion. Keep your head still and your eyes on your target.
So after the follow through phase, the ball has already left your hands. As soon as the ball leaves your hands, you're gonna wanna take your arms back to your side, relax them down, and then unbend your knees so you're standing straight up. Everything's engaged. Still have your feet slightly shoulder width apart so you're ready for the next activity. Eyes still facing forward, so you make sure that ball goes to the target. So, because if you turn your body right after you pass, you might inflict the ball to go a different way than what it's supposed to. So side view is still, as soon as the ball releases from your fingertips, make sure the ball goes, and then like relax your arms, relax your legs, and then just make sure you're ready for another movement right after.
For the first drill that we're going to be going over is the stationary wall bounce pass. So the purpose of the drill is to build muscle memory for grip, wrist movement, and bounce pass accuracy. So the setup of the drill is really simple. You're going to have an X, and right in front of the X, maybe 5 feet from the wall, is going to be a target. So you can make that out of a box, a circle, and the X, you just want to make sure it's clearly marked. The athlete or student is going to stand behind the X, maybe 2 feet from there. They're going to get in the proper stance, and all you're going to do is have the student or athlete bounce it to the X and make sure it goes into the box or target that you chose. So make sure they're in their proper stance, so hips or feet shoulder width apart, your hips are slightly bent, knees bent, and as you go forward, you're just aiming for your target. Yes.
You're good. So now we're going to be demonstrating the partner bounce passing drill. You're going to want to have 2 people about 5-6 feet apart, and this is for like we said, 6th graders. So you don't want it too far apart, but not too close, since they do have more power. So you're going to want to just make sure you're in the right stance, feet width apart, knees bent, elbows bent, and you're just going to want to pass your partner, and then they're going to pass back. And this drill, probably for like a minute and 30 seconds, depending on your athletes or your students, you'll continue to pass back and forth. And if you feel like your athletes can go a little bit further back, then you'll scoot back a couple, maybe another foot, 2 feet, and you'll begin again until you finish with the drill.